Hi friends, welcome back to the garden. My name is Kristen and this is Growing Zone 9B. Today I want to talk to you guys about something strange that's definitely happening. So while it is the middle of summer, basically, it's definitely super hot here. It feels like the middle of summer anyway because it's just so hot. I thought that my plants were dying back because of the sun. Because the sun has been so intense and so crazy, and it's just blistering a lot of my plants. But I'm now kind of thinking that it may be something bigger than that. So we got some rain. It wasn't a lot of rain. It was enough rain to soak into the ground and the plants could enjoy it. Or so I thought they were enjoying it. I think we got blasted with some bad chemtrails. My plants across the board are dying, like strangely dying. As you can see here, we are looking at my passion fruit and my grapes. And you can see a lot of dead leaves. Just the vines are completely dying back. And, you know, like I said, I thought it was just potentially just this area. I want you to look at my passion fruit that are still on the vine. Do you see how wrinkly they are? They're all wrinkly. This is across the board. Okay, these are the same way. Over here, it's like that too. They're getting very wrinkly. Up here, they're extremely wrinkly. Same here. Yeah, there's just the leaves are all falling. They're dry. Yeah, look here. Look, a brand new little one is just, that's not right, friends. In all the years that I've been growing, and my grandfather was a grower, my uncle was a citrus farmer, I have never seen just consistency in the plant. Now, some people will certainly say, maybe you didn't fertilize it right, maybe you did something wrong, and I would say that could be true. There's always the potential of human error when it comes to this. But I haven't done anything different this year than in the past years. If anything, I've been more vigilant about ensuring that the ground is right, that the soil's right, because I knew this year was going to be really tricky with the tariffs and you know, with just people losing their jobs, and I wanted to ensure that people would be able to kind of rely on me a little bit for some extra food, right? And then I went over and I tasted the tomatoes. Now this is probably a wilt. I knew that this plant was, you know, this plant just popped up on its own. It looks like it's got like a magnesium deficiency or a calcium deficiency. But look down here. All of these, this is summertime, and it's all wilted and wanting to die. I mean, it looks like something got on it. This isn't like a normal look. Even my basil is doing the same thing. I came over here and all this is starting to die. My plants are acting weird. Now you can't kill a bitter melon. I have told y'all this. I want you to look at this bitter melon. This is mushy still. This isn't dried. This isn't sun beat. This is the weirdest thing I have ever seen a bitter melon do. It's almost like it's splitting in here. Like it's just I don't even have words for whatever's going on. I'll clean it up later. And my tomatoes, I have tomatoes, okay? There's plenty of red tomatoes over here. This plant was looking beautiful. You can see it's all wilted. This has just been in the last couple of days. And look, there's tomatoes. We've got red tomatoes even over there. Now, again, somebody's gonna say, oh, well, this could be a wilt. Yeah, you're right, it could be a wilt. My nasturtium or nasturtium are also dying. And I can tell you that these do not taste right. No. I've got tomatoes over here in a completely different bed. They're off. Something's not right, I'm telling you, friends. There's little Tiffany. Hi, sweet thing. You're such a good girl. You are. You are the sweetest baby. Tiffany is my biggest girl, and she is absolutely an angel. You see that tail back there? That is Happy Tail. And then, of course, there's Miss Pumpkin. You're a good girl, too. All right, so we are gonna go over here and I'm gonna show you guys something else. Now, y'all know you can't kill an aloe. Okay, listen, aloes are a really sturdy plant. Look at this aloe. It's completely like wanting to die. Onion, dying. All right, let's go over here. I'm going to show you guys something. This was a tomato plant that popped up on its own. Look at it. This is not normal. It's been getting hand watered. It's been getting taken care of. And it's dying. My cucumbers, dying. And they're under cover. Dying. Now, I have a cucumber under here. And do you see? Isn't that strange? I'm gonna have to look into this because I've never seen a cucumber do this. This cucumber was beautiful and green just a few days ago before the rain came. I don't even know. I think there's yeah, hold on. There's another cucumber back here. It's doing the same thing. This was just beautiful and green before the rain hit. This is insane. It's like a weird orange color. And you see it's nice and healthy. Like as far as like, there's no damage, there's no bugs. It's weird. All right. And then I came over here to my U-shaped bed and all the plants are dying. Even you can see in my bell pepper, the leaves are turning. It looks like death. Yeah. My squash, look at it. It's all turning yellow and starting to die. Incredible. Now, this is a hibiscus, and you can see the leaves are turning. They're all starting to roll. Even up here. and my flowers are starting to die. Look. Leaves. Look, do you see? This is the weird part. I'm going to show you guys. Look right here. This leaf is green, and it is so dead at the end. That is not normal. Look. Dying. My Mexican sunflowers, dying. Look. You can see them. Now, they will do this, but this is going all the way up into the plant and dying. And they're like leaning over more. They're super brittle. All right. My calla lily, dying. Even our weeds are dying. Look, these are just weeds back here. You can see that they're also just rolling over and like curling up, and they're dying too. It's a weed. This is a weed. All my squash, my beans. I don't even have words for it. Again, a weed. Do you see the weed? These have been getting watered with the garden. They're just dying. They're just rolling over and dying. Dying. These look terrible. These are dry and just dying. Here is my mulberry. I've told y'all, look. A mulberry this time of year in the shade shouldn't look like this. This isn't winter. Look at it. There's like no leaves left on the tree, and it's dying. Friends, something strange is going on. This is why we talk about preserving. This is why we talk about trying to save as much as we can, because this is what happens. Is that the powers to be could absolutely be putting chemicals in the air. And this is another thing. Like, let me show you this. This is all dying. Like, yes, it could be because it's summer. And that's what I'm saying. If it were one plant, I would totally respect that. But it's all dying. I'm surprised my sunflower is still hanging in there, if I'm being honest. There's a bug in there. It's insane. Yeah, my cabbages, they're dying. Look. I mean, people could say, oh, that's just a bad leaf. Yeah, could be. But all my plants are doing it. So it's not something that I've put on the plants. Even my bananas, they're dying. Look. Like I said, people could say, oh, this is a mineral deficiency. This is, you know, something you've done. You've sprayed. I don't spray. I don't use like pesticides. I don't do any of that stuff. My sweet potatoes, this was my sweet potato area. It's all dying. This is one of my little trees, my little kumquat. Look, the leaves are exactly the same. Nice and crunchy and terrible, and they want to die. Back here, let's go look at this. That's what I'm saying. The weeds are even wanting to die. Our yard is getting super dry. Like I said, we've been hand watering. This is another calla lily. Look at it. It's just dead. I have palm fronds that are just like, they're dying. Look. Dying. That's a native plant to Florida. Like, you can find them in like any wooded area. There's some ducks. I don't know what's going on, friends, but it's very concerning. I don't want to say or sound like a conspiracist, but but I'm gonna sound like a conspiracist. I know it's hot. I get that. We are in the middle of summer. Things are gonna happen. But to be having similarities in every single plant, there's something wrong with that for sure. So that's why we stock up, friends. That's why we prepare ourselves, because you never know what's gonna happen. We're gonna keep an eye on the garden. We're gonna keep an eye on what's going on. I am probably gonna send some soil off for testing, and we will get this maybe figured out and see what is happening to these plants, because this is a massive investment for us. These beds are not cheap. They are big money, and some of this stuff could potentially be easily explained, but at the same time, not that long ago there was a news article on the actual regular news. They were talking about aluminum being sprayed into the clouds, and it actually showed up on the radar. So there's definitely concern when aluminum gets into the ground, because it makes it difficult for the plants to retain nutrients. It's kind of like a blocker for the plants, and we really need to be keeping all this stuff in mind, that the uppers are not out to protect us. They're out there to protect themselves. And the more groceries and bills escalate, and the more people are incapable of growing, due to what they're doing to us, that makes life really scary, that's for sure. So we should all have the freedom and ability to grow, and we should not fear that others could be potentially poisoning us or taking away or restricting us from having these opportunities. So all right, friends, we will continue this journey, and we will try to figure out what the heck is going on here. So until next time, friends, love one another, be kind, and hopefully we'll be seeing you guys real soon in the future, and maybe we'll get to the bottom of whatever's happening here.